What's going on, guys? My name is Simon Behar, and in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys how to create your own luck. So I'm gonna tell you how to do it, what you can do, and I'm gonna tell you a quick story as to why I believe this. You can do your own research and look all this up, and I'm sure you will find many things on YouTube, ChatGPT, etc. When I was a kid, there was a point around my teenage years where I started thinking that I was lucky. I couldn't quite identify it, I couldn't quite pinpoint it, but there was just something about being lucky that I can attract. For example, I'm gonna give you guys a story. It's gonna be super intriguing. Just check this out. My family, so I'm Mexican, but my mom's side of the family has this passion for gambling. Now, it's not gambling in the sense where they're addicted in it and they've lost money. I don't think I have anybody in my family who's lost a lot of money when it comes to gambling on my mom's side. It's more of a pastime. And so it's become more of a family tradition, honestly, where we gamble with cards, a deck of cards, but we gamble for a very little amount of money. We're literally playing with 1 peso, 5 pesos, 10 pesos, which basically equates to a quarter, a dime, 50 cents, a dollar. So it's nothing crazy. We've never gone past that. There's probably a couple of us who would go a little bit harder, but it's never meant to really make money. Yeah, some people would make money, right? But that's not the point. Now, when I was a kid, I noticed after a certain amount of time, I would always win. I swear to you guys, I think I had an 80% win rate as a kid. I think I started playing cards maybe in my teenage years. And from that point up until 18, I would win most of the time. I didn't know why, I didn't know how, but I did notice that I would win. And so eventually I got to this point where I had a strong conviction that if I played, I would usually come out on top. So if I had to guess overall from all the gambling I've ever done, I'm positive 100%. Positive in the sense that I made money. I don't gamble. I don't go to a casino. I actually don't like gambling, honestly. I loved it as a kid, but at this point, I don't really do it. I've never played the lottery. I just haven't really gone to it. But when I got to a point when I was 18 where when I realized how much I would always win, I considered playing the World Texas Poker Tournament. Because I really believed I could win. I had a strong conviction that I could win. I never played it, but I really thought that I could. Eventually, I stopped playing cards. I went into school and I went to entrepreneurship, and then I just kind of would randomly play maybe once a year. And I realized after a different amount of years that I started noticing those same traits happening across multitude different things that had nothing to do with gambling. I then built this belief about, I would say 6 to 8 years ago, that I truly believed that I was super lucky and that I can get just about anything that I wanted. And so I got to a point where I'm either manifesting this, I'm lucky, or a combination of both, or I'm just aligned with where I'm trying to go, or I have a good energy, a good frequency. Even at this point, I'm not really clear. What I do know though is that it's a combination of all. I do believe I can manifest. I do believe I can get lucky. I do believe I can create my own luck. And I do believe that my energy is aligned to what I want to create. But when it comes to luck, there's a few key things that I've learned over the last several years that anybody can create to be massively lucky and create your own luck and have it not just be random. You can literally make it happen. So I'm going to give you guys a few things that I believe will absolutely happen if you do them consistently and you're conscious about it and you have hyper focus around those things. Eventually it becomes natural. Eventually it becomes second nature. I honestly rarely think about the luck part. I don't. I think I just operate out of it because of those skill sets that I built. And honestly, I even think I got lucky that I built those skill sets because I don't even think I built them naturally. I think being in those games with my family helped me build the skills that I believe helps people become lucky. Honestly, I'm, no pun intended, but kind of lucky and blessed that I was able to do that. And so till this day, I really believe I'm a super lucky person. I literally believe I can attain almost anything that I want. And a lot of times things happen for me without even trying, which is kind of crazy. Now let's get to the major points that I believe can help you create your own luck. The first thing that I would say is you always have to be in the right place at the right time. A lot of us tend to have the same consistency of schedule or always at random places. But if you know what your agenda is and you know what your vision is and you know what you're trying to create, you can literally position yourself in positions of having higher probabilities of things happening. Now, what I mean by being in the right place at the right time, for example, if you know you want to become a professional athlete and you're at a small town and you know that there is nobody from there that's ever gone to become a professional athlete in any sense, the best thing to probably do is to move to a city, move to a state where that sport is very, very popular. There's going to be a lot more people that are highly skilled. So you are now giving yourself a lot more luck and potential to actually make it as a professional. And that's literally in almost anything, right? That's what with it's in school, or with mentors in business, or with music, or with the arts, or like anything that you can think about, right? We've all heard this, like you are the average of the 5 people closest to you. So if you want to create a higher chance of becoming a professional athlete, then maybe you should move to a city or to a location where there's a lot better athletes, a lot better coaches, and now you have a higher probability and more luck to actually make it to that point. Now, the second thing is you have to create your own opportunities. We talked about being in the right place at the right time, right? That will definitely help you, but you need to take it to the next level. The next thing is when you are there, you have to learn to create opportunities to allow you to take things to the next level to create the life of your dreams. Again, we'll keep using the same example, wanting to become a professional athlete. How would you create an opportunity when it comes to now positioning yourself in a place where you have a higher chance of succeeding? Potentially would be, hey, becoming friends with the coaches, asking them questions, joining the actual team, asking people or athletes who've been a part of those teams in the past, or graduates or different things like that, that would give you a higher chance of actually making the team. Another idea would be like, hey, maybe I should start training with some of the past players or old players because they can potentially teach me things that I wouldn't otherwise known. Another option would be trying to get access to film from past years, right? Reviewing the film, understanding what's happening, and then that would allow you to actually become better. You have to find a way within whatever you're trying to create. I always emphasize this, like this is for anything. If you can find a way to create opportunities within that realm of what you're trying to do, you will create luck. Now imagine being the right place at the right time, which is number 1, and 2, creating opportunity within being in that location so that you actually are able to win. Let's go on to the next one, which is number 3, and I believe is one of the most important ones, is never staying out of the game. What I mean by that is you cannot quit. You have to be willing to stay within the game that you're playing, right? And that is the game of life. That is the game of business. That is the game of sports. That is the game of love. That is the game of family. That is the game of friends. That is the game of God. That is the game of anything, literally anything that you want to accomplish, you need to stay in the game. We look at a chef. Do you guys think a chef just naturally became one of the best chefs in the world because he started cooking and making some meals for a couple of months? No, he probably cooked and baked and did all this for 20, 30 years before he became best chef in the world. Unless, for example, Gordon Ramsay. I do not think Gordon Ramsay started cooking 5 years ago, right? He's probably been doing this for multiple decades. Just about anybody, if you stay in the game long enough, there is absolutely no reason why you cannot succeed. There's absolutely no reason why you won't get lucky. And luck is gonna come in the opportunities the more times you are seeking the opportunities. So if you're doing something for 3 months or 6 months, who's gonna have more opportunity to actually get lucky? When you're staying in the game, right? The person who's been doing this for 3 months, or the person who's been doing this for 6 months, the person who's been doing it for 6 years. You have to stay in the game and you will create luck. Now, number 4. So number 4 is always saying yes. When I say yes, I don't mean saying yes to everything and anything. You can if you wanted to, and you will probably find other opportunities that you weren't seeking that'll come up. I'm specifically referring to opportunities within what you are trying to create, the life that you're trying to create. So for example, again, let's go back to the sports analogy. Imagine one of the coaches tells you, hey, I'm gonna go to the 7-on-7 tournament. We're sending some players. Do you want to join? Imagine you're somebody who's like, man, I don't feel ready to like even join that. It doesn't matter if you're ready. Just freaking go. Like that is the opportunity, and you will figure it out later. Like, how do you not know that you are actually ready? And B, even if you're not, the fact that you're being asked to go means that they actually see something in you. And on top of that, you're going to be surrounded by other people that are actually as good and if not better than you, which is only going to make you better. This happens all the time in business, right? You get invited to maybe join a partnership or start a different company. Or for example, if you're an artist, right? They tell you like, hey, you want to come sing over here? And you're probably like, why would I go sing with them? I'm gonna make $50. I'll make $100 or whatever. Like, it's not worth it. What if it is worth it? What if you actually go and you end up meeting somebody there that will absolutely change your life? You should not say no to opportunities when it entails the life that you're trying to create. I'll say this, if it does not align with your vision and who you are, and what your principles are, then of course say no. Just because it's an opportunity, it doesn't always mean that it is the right decision to make. Now let's move on to the next thing. The next thing is you have to bring massive energy and enthusiasm. Some of us are introverts, some of us are extroverts. I'm an introvert. I am not the type of person that you'll see and is going to be freaking loud and promoter type at all. Just not who I am. I have a funny personality, I'll say. I can be pretty funny. I love having fun, but I'm never gonna be the loudest person in the room. It's not who I am. Just because I'm not the loudest person, it does not mean that I do not bring energy and enthusiasm. There are different forms of energy and enthusiasm. So for example, that example that I gave you guys about, me playing gambling and playing cards with my family when I was a kid, the energy that I brought and the enthusiasm that I brought was not loud at all. I was not the loudest on the table. I did not, talk smack to people and try and get in their head. I was quiet. I was locked in. I was focused. I would smile. I had my own type of energy, but it was energy that was magnetic that would get people to question it. Like I recall, even when I was older, not with family, but I had a friend playing, amongst friends like 4 or 5 years ago, and I was just like locked in. I was doing the same thing that I did as a kid, and I was like smashing everybody playing poker. We were playing for like $100 a person or $20 a person. It was like nothing. It was just for fun. One of the guys was like, dude, you're just like winning. He started like staring at me and analyzing me. And I'm like, what? And he was like, I'm just analyzing you. Like, I'm trying to see like what you're doing. I was like, it's just energy, bro. And he was like, I know, I can feel it. Like I can feel you locked in. Energy doesn't have to be loud. Enthusiasm doesn't have to be loud. You're in a good mood. Your energy attracts like energy. When you attract like energy, if I'm in a good mood and I'm locked in on the fact that I'm going to win, and I'm locked in on the fact that I'm going to probably get the right cards and be strategic and get in people's heads in my own way, things will align. So you need to find your own way that aligns with yourself and how to bring that high energy and mood and enthusiasm, because you will absolutely win every time you do that in anything that you do. Now, the next one, and honestly, I think this one might be my favorite one, and this is basically keeping a positive mindset. By positive mindset, I'm gonna tell you how I see positive mindset. To me, positive mindset basically just means there is absolutely zero doubt that I will not lose. I am so locked in that I believe I will 100% win, and there is nothing, not anything or anybody that's gonna stop me from winning. Like I, to the core, believe that I'm gonna win. And I'll say this, I lose sometimes. Like obviously, like I'm not perfect. Anything that I do, like I don't always get the results that I want, but because I stay so locked in and positive all the time that I know I can make it happen, 80% of the time I win in whatever I'm trying to do. You need to have that mindset. All right, guys. So this is the last one, and every single one of these is important, and there's certain ones that for me just feel like the most natural, that I feel the most confident, and you get to find within those different topics and those different strategies that I mentioned and how to create your own luck. But this last one is very pivotal in your ability to create luck and your ability to create the life that you want. I believe that creating the life of your dreams is you creating your own luck. This last one is so important, and that is that once you start winning and once you start getting lucky and creating the life that you want, you need to step on the gas. When I say step on the gas, it means you need to go all in. I'm not saying go all in then. You should already be going all in. But when you're going all in at that point, you need to be so crystal clear, so locked in, so focused that you need to go even faster than you've ever gone, or focused than you've ever gone, and you should not stop, because you are creating massive, massive momentum. Now, we all know about momentum, right? It's like the analogy of an avalanche, right? There's some noise or whatever happens, some snow falls, it starts rolling and rolling and rolling. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It's the same thing. It's momentum building, right? It's just like the compound effect. When things compound over time, even if it's 5% a year, after 100 years, it's going to be a massive amount of money. And it's the exact same analogy. So once you start winning, once you start finding your way and you start building your rhythm with whatever you're creating, is when you have to go massively harder than ever. I am 100% confident that if you guys apply every single one of these skills, there's absolutely no reason why you will not create the life of your dreams. Now look, I'll say this, I have been able to create many things in my life, and I'm not just talking about money, I'm talking about love, I'm talking about my health, I'm talking about kids, I'm talking about knowledge. In all those aspects, I believe I created luck. In all those domains, I believe that I created my own luck, and I also believe that all those things that I mentioned, I applied into every single one, which is why I was able to become successful within each of those domains. Watch this video again if you didn't watch it, and let me know at the comments below which one of these is your favorite, or have you been applying any of these throughout your life. That's all I got for you guys today, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.